Hi, I'm Tiffany Young for IdeateTV, and I'm here with the actor Sam Jones. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me, Tiffany. Very good.
Yes, thank you. So, how's it going at the Comic-Con?
Oh, I love it. I do quite a few a year, and it's kind of local for me, San Diego. So it's a short drive, and I love being with the fans and having you interview me.
Yeah. Well, thank you for talking to us. So, I'm wondering about your career. Like, how did you get into acting? How did your entertainment career begin?
Well, that's a long question, but I'll try to make it short, maybe 30 seconds.
Okay.
Well, I was in the Marine Corps. I was going to be a lifer, and then I started playing Marine Corps football. And I said to myself, oh, I'm good. Matter of fact, I'm so good, I think I need to try out for the NFL, or AFL back then. And so I finished my time in the Corps. I went to Seattle. That's where my grandparents were. Tried out for the Seahawks. And they said, no, we don't need you. So, it's amazing how that works when a door's closed. If we have, if we're not discouraged too much, and we have, if we see light at the end of the day. Well, the next day, I read an article about Clint Eastwood, and that inspired me to go to LA. I didn't say to myself, well, I think I could do, I could accomplish what he has, but I like to give it a shot. So I did. I think, probably a couple months later, that would have been 1977, and that was 42 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you were a young thing back then.
Yeah.
And you were in LA, and what did you do?
Well, right away, it's all about provision.
Right.
So you got to get a job. A lot of the younger actors that want to go to Hollywood asked me, and I said, well, you just can't wing it. I love what Denzel Washington says. He says, you got to dream big, but you got to have a plan. A dream isn't going to happen without a plan. So my plan was to get there, study, and get a job.
Right.
So I got a job working at a restaurant and, studying the craft, and things started to happen. And I gave myself also, part of my plan was I had parameters. I had to see myself progressing forward every 6 months. If I wasn't progressing within a 6-month interval, I was done. So it's like the first couple months, a job, a little tiny apartment. My apartment was so tiny, Tiffany, seriously, I could lie down in the middle of the floor and touch the walls. No, really.
That sounds like a box.
No,
it sounds like a closet.
I think it was a walk-in closet that they converted to an apartment. But anyway, studying the craft, and then next thing you knew, in class, they'd have agents come to audit, and I had my first agent, and things just started to move forward on a large scale. Yeah.
Wow. And what was the first role that you booked?
Well, I think it was a beer commercial with the legend Jerry West, NBA legend with the LA Lakers.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was a Schaefer beer commercial, 77, I think it was, yeah. And then my first movie with Bo Derek, the film 10, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Flash Gordon.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And that was 63 films ago.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow. You're losing track, but that's an amazing story.
Yeah, and here we are, and now I'm interviewed by you.
I know. You've had an amazing career, and then now you have a documentary about it.
That's right. Well, yeah, part of it. It's really cool because I had to, I learned real quick. Well, first of all, it's a bit disconcerting when somebody says, "Hey, I want to do your life story."
Yeah.
So my first reaction was, "Well, wait a minute. There's a whole lot of life left in me."
Yeah.
But I realized during the interviews like we're doing now, if we're going to reach people, well, we better be transparent.
Right.
We better talk about our failures as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's so effective and has these pieces of gold, because I talk about, especially for men, I talk about basically almost every major decision I was faced with, why I chose that way, the consequences that followed, and how I dealt with those consequences. And I think us men, that's probably not right English, but most men like me, I think we live half of our lives in insanity. And what I mean by that is we and the guys I would hang out with, we would make the same choices over and over, expecting a different end result. Well, that's insanity. Nothing's going to change unless we make different choices. So, So I recently, I've started to make, the last couple of years, different choices. Because I think part of our arrogance and pride as men, I think we posture ourselves, everybody else has to change around me. Well, that's insanity. It's not going to happen. So life is much easier. There's a lot more humor and laughter if we as men just get over ourselves and sort of think of others first. Yeah.
That's great. That is great advice.
Yeah. I've tried the other way.
It didn't work.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it'll work. You know what? Thank God for free will, but yes, if we're hard-hearted or hard-headed as well, we'll have seasons of success. But let me tell you something. When it falls without a warning. It falls immediately, and you go, oh my God, what happened? Well, what happened was pride and arrogance got in the way. Yeah.
Wow. Some good life lessons here today.
Yeah, I hope so.
What is life like for you right now? You're working on a few movies as well, right?
Yeah, we have a couple out. Really cool. I mean, obviously the documentary. Another character I played, a hitman. I like playing the nemesis and the villain. A lot more freed up, a lot more fun. I did a period piece called Silent Natural. It's about the first deaf Major League Baseball player in America. I played the dad. True story. About a guy in the late 1800s named William Hoy. And what's fascinating, in all pro sports, whatever, college, high school level, the coaches always coach, block out everything. Well, William Hoy couldn't hear, he couldn't speak, he didn't have those distractions. So it made him a superstar on the baseball field. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
You.
Well, I don't know if we'll have enough time, but
You've been doing this
you're
a while.
yeah, I have. I mean, I can't wait to watch your documentary.
Well, good.
Tell us what it's called, that for people that can't.
Well, it's kind of simple. It's a unique title, A Life After Flash.
Love it.
And I think it's a must-see. Even if I'm not in it, the guy they're talking about, even if it wasn't me, you still need to see it because of I call it the do's and don'ts of life, even though it's, entertainment-based. Yeah. And a lot of other, not just my family, but a lot of peers, a lot of film directors, actors, my children, lots of people in the business. And they ask everybody two questions. First question, what impact did the character Flash Gordon from the 1930s, the original, what impact did the original character Flash Gordon have on you growing up? And what impact did Sam Jones in the movie Flash Gordon have on you growing up? It's fascinating. Fascinating study on what people say and what my own children say. It really is. Yeah.
Very interesting. I can't wait to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime, right?
Yes. And I have DVDs with me.
Very cool. Thank you so much for talking with us. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, just it was really cool about the Comic Cons is I do these. Actors should only do them for one reason. Number one is to please the fans. Number two is to please the promoter. Obviously, number three, to generate as much provision as we can. But also, it's a great opportunity for it's the fans' turn to share with us, to tell us your story, how we've impacted your life. And now at my age, I'll get grandma, daughter, and granddaughter, grandfather, son, and grandson. So I've affected in a good way, usually a positive way, all those generations. And it's fascinating, it really is. Yeah.
That's so cool. cool to look back on that and just be
Yes.
present for that experience.
It's still happening. It's still happening. It's wonderful. Yeah.
It's been a long journey since the Marine Corps where you got your start.
Well, but they have a saying in the Marine Corps: once a Marine, always a Marine. So I've been an actor 42 years, but I've been a Marine for 46 years. So. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tiffany Young for IdeateTV with Sam Jones.